today's chapter will cover is Ayurveda. You know, and Ayurveda should be part of all the courses. Why? Because health should be part of all the courses. You need health, whether you are doing Kundalini Yoga training course, or you are doing meditation training course, or pranayama, or chakra, or normal yoga. But Ayurveda is essential for everybody. And Ayurveda is a science of well-being, which has been practicing in India since ancient time. And there have been many pioneers or discoverers of Ayurveda. First of all, Ayurveda is an allied practice of yoga. Whenever you practice yoga, you have to practice Ayurveda also. So without Ayurveda, yoga is incomplete. And you know what is yoga? Yoga is union with divine, union with God. When you become one with God, you are in yoga. This is what is philosophy, yoga philosophy, right? Yoga philosophy is becoming one with God. And what is God? God is everything. God is everything. And especially God is present. God is present. So whatever is with you at present, that is God. God exists in the present, always. As such, there is past, there is future, past which has been past, future that is yet to come. But what becomes past and future? Present only. Present itself becomes past, and future, when comes, then that comes in form of present. Isn't it? Future always comes in form of present. And present only becomes past. In that view, God is present. Okay? And whatever is in present, that is form of God. And when you become one with the present, whatever is in front of you, that means you are in yoga. So yoga means to become one with the present. Present subject, present object, present theme, present person, present people, whatever is at present right now with you. Like you are God for me, and I am God for you. And everyone who is at present with you is form of God. So what you have to do is become one with that. Don't hide yourself in becoming one with that. If I'm meeting you, then I should meet with my entirety, right? So the entire yogi anand should involve in this meeting. Otherwise, that will not be complete yoga, complete union. That will be partial union. So yoga is to become completely one with the present subject, object, or whatever is there with present. That is yoga. Clear? And to become complete one with the present thing, you will have to be healthy. You will have to be well. If you have pain, can you become completely one with the present? No. That will start drawing your attention. If you have back pain or knee pain, you are with me. If you have knee pain, that pain will be drawing your attention. That will not let you focus completely on me. Isn't it? This is very practical. If you have a stomach ache, you cannot focus. If you have any kind of ache, any kind of pain, whether in teeth, whether in joints, whether in muscles, body, eyes, ears, all parts of the body, you cannot be one with the present thing. Therefore, health is the first thing to become in yoga. Health is the first thing. If your health is not well, then you cannot practice yoga completely. Therefore, we practice certain essential things like asanas. Asanas are a very important part of yoga, right? But if you are doing asanas, but you are not taking food, what will happen? Your body will become very lean. Your body will start eating your flesh, eating your body muscles. When you are hungry, when you are observing fasting, you're not eating food, then your body starts eating your body. Your body becomes like this, right? You are aggravating your metabolic system. If your metabolic system is hyperactive, then what will happen? Your body will become lean. So all the lean people have hyper metabolic system. Like Ravi has hyper metabolic system. You see? So we have to have this balanced, right? And what affects metabolic system? Food, digestion system, right? And also endocrine system plays a role in that. There are lots of systems which work in your body. And Ayurveda, some people believe that Ayurveda is science of herbs, herbs or herbal things. That's it, Ayurveda. No, Ayurveda is not limited to only herbs or medicines, herbal medicines. But Ayurveda encompasses, Ayurveda, covers everything. So there are four fundamentals of Ayurveda. First is ahar. Ahar is food, what you eat. That is called ahar. Okay. And what you eat is not only limited to physical things. So Ayurveda consists of your physical, psychological, emotional health. If emotionally you are imbalanced, or if psychologically, mentally you are stressful, you cannot enjoy good health. So Ayurveda teaches you to be sound in your health also, mental health also, like you're pointing, right? Mental health. So mental health is also very important. Therefore, Ayurveda says your physical health. So ahar constitutes your physical health. Your food forms your health, builds your health, physical health. Second is vihar. Vihar is where you spend your time, where you live. Like you are mentioning that ventilation. There should be ventilation at the place where you live in. Your house should have ventilation, proper ventilation. So in India, there was a system of having house like bungalow kind of houses. You know bungalow? Mm-hmm. Bungalow. So bungalow is a building which has this space around, all the sides. There is a space, at least 10 feet space. 10 feet, at least 10 feet. 10 feet or 30 feet or 50 feet spaces around the house. That is called bungalow. So there is ventilation. And at the boundary, there were lots of plants, trees around the house, so that will supply the air, oxygen, pure oxygen. Then they used to have big windows to have proper air ventilations. So that is proper vihar. But now in urban culture, now there are high-rising buildings, multi-story buildings, and scarcely you find that kind of things. But if you live in the natural places, then you only meet that condition. But you can apply these things in your house when you build your house. That's the vihar. At least your house should be neat and clean. Vihar means, hygienic, neat and clean, sanitations. And there are lots of things in vihar. So feng shui, feng shui, vastu shastra, vastu shilp, that teaches lots of things, how to keep your houses, which facing house is good for health, like east facing house is good for health. So these are things, okay? This is called vihar. Clear? Vihar means your residential place. That also matters in your health. Ahar, vihar. Third is vichar. Vichar is your mental health. How you think, what kind of thoughts you entertain in your mind. If you keep negative thoughts in your mind, then your health will be ill. So mentally, you will have to be very well. Always think positive. Always think good things for others. Never think negative. Never think bad for others. Never think even bad for your enemies. Your rivalries, rivals. Don't think negative for them. Always think good for everyone. Everyone has a right to live. Live and let live. That was, slogan of Mahavir. Mahavir was like a Buddha. You know Buddha? So there was another master like Mahavir. He had that slogan, Ji or Jine do, live and let live. Don't kill anyone. Every living being has the same pain as you feel. If somebody will cut your flesh, how you will feel? Pain, with pain. If you are cutting some living being, that has also that kind of pain. So this is called empathy. You should have empathy. So if you become non-violent, then you cultivate better health, mental health. If you are violent, we are very toxic, very angry, very aggressive. These are ill health of mind. If you are very kind, very gentle, very patientful, then you are helping your health. Okay, ahar, vihar, vichar. If you have all these two things, if you have good ahar, good vihar, but if you don't have good vichar, then you cannot enjoy better health. Ahar, vihar, vichar, and third is vyavhar. Vyavhar is actions, karma. Your karma also constitutes your health. Karma yoga teaches you about karma. But karma yoga talks about there are three planes of karma. That is called mental, verbal, and corporal karma. Corporal means physical karma. So mind also creates karma. If you think, you are creating karma. This is called mental karma. Verbal. If you are speaking lie, you are liar, you are creating negative karma. You bear the tail, that's called tail bearing. Tail bearing? Anybody? Tail bearing? Tail bearing? In Hindi, we call it chugli karna. Chugli karna means what you hear here, you pass that to other person and you create dissension. That's called tail bearing. Gossips kind of thing. That is different. Panch kosha is different. But of course, the inner kosas are connected with our mind. Mind is. Yeah.
What is the name that you use?
Tail bearing. Tail bearing. You don't bear any tail. Tail means stories. And you don't, if you are conveying the same story, that is good. Not always good, because someone is talking negative things and you are bearing the negative things to others. That will create dissension, quarrel, conflict, fight. So this is, called verbal sin, verbal unhealth. And that becomes worse when you add something more aggravating. You aggravate that story, then you present to others, right? So that is worst. So this is called verbal karma. Okay, but if you are bearing the tail to create harmony, to create to remove the confusions, like there are two friends quarreling, but if you become mediator, you praise their goodness to others and their goodness to others, not the negative things, then that helps. Then that creates good karma, verbal karma. So that is in your hand, whether you create good karma or negative karma of mind or body, or verbal or body. Body is, physical karma is like killing. When you kill, or when you hit, when you do all these things, or adulteries. Adultery is called, that, right? This is also called physical karma. But there are physical good karma also. There are two types of karma. One is healthy and other is unhealthy karma. Healthy karma, which induces goodness, that is called healthy karma. Unhealthy is which induces negative. Okay? So that is called vyavhar in Ayurveda. So always please note this down. Ahar, vihar, vichar, vyavhar. Vyavhar is actions. These are four things. That is not mentioned in the book, but we have lots of videos on Ayurveda on our YouTube channel. And we are recording this class, and this will go on our YouTube channel also. So please subscribe our YouTube channel on YouTube, Advait Yoga School. And if you will go there, you will find playlist and you will find different videos on Ayurveda, and that will remind you what you learned here, what you discussed here. Okay. So ahar, vihar, vichar, vyavhar. These are four fundamentals of Ayurveda. So please try to understand it and try to apply in your life. Then you will find that your health will be very vibrant. You will live younger, even your old age also. You look younger in old days. Why? Because of you're following Ayurvedic lifestyle. Ayurveda makes you healthier. Okay. Well, now there are three things in Ayurveda. Again, I would like to remind you what is Ayurveda. Ayurveda is Ayu means longevity. Veda is science. So Ayurveda is basically science of longevity. How to live longer life. This is all about Ayurveda. How to live longer life. And longer life is not possible if you're not healthy. Is it possible? If you are unhealthy, you cannot live longer. You know, you hear news is that Bollywood star or Hollywood star was young and got heart attack and died in the gym or in early age. Why? Because outwardly they were looking healthier, but inwardly they were not healthier. They were undergoing some stress, some physical imbalances, energy imbalances, and they died because of cholesterol. Cholesterol is very dangerous. Cholesterol, fat is dangerous. You should not accumulate fat in any part of the body. Muscle is okay, muscle, and also it should not be over muscular. So all the over muscular people are not healthy. Note this point. All the bodybuilders, they look very healthy from outside, but inside they're not healthy. You'll find this. And I tell you, if you're a yoga practitioner, a gym practitioner cannot compete with you. A gym practitioner can't compete with you. If you'll stay in plank posture for 5 minutes, they cannot stay even for 1 minute in plank posture. Yeah, you can stand in headstand for 5 minutes, they cannot stand. You can do crane posture, they cannot do. They look bulky, but they don't have strength. Okay, so muscles look attractive, but inside that is not so well. Okay, what is better is your perfect body, neither overweight nor underweight. Underweight is also not good, and all these are signs of your ill health. So Ayurveda says, maintain this, your health. Okay, and if your inner health, not external health, inner health. If your inner health is not good, and if you're applying cream and makeup and all these things on your face to look beautiful, that beautiful would be superficial, not inner beauty. But if you're healthy, if your inner health is very vibrant, the beauty will flow from your skin, from your eyes, from your aura. You'll walk and energy will be spreading around you. You look very beautiful. Irrespective of your face, irrespective of your skin, irrespective of your color, you look very beautiful. You may have noticed everyone, when he is young, looks beautiful. The same person, when becomes old, looks ugly. Isn't it? What happens in old age? Energy is exhausted. There is not so much energy, so much prana. Energy means prana. Prana is vibrant. And they look ugly. And you'll find people who practice yoga in their old ages also, they look younger in their old ages. There are some examples in Indian Bollywood film industry, like Hema Malini. She looks very younger. Even in 70s. And like Shilpa Shetty and there are other, they look very younger in their old age. But there are other, the same co-starers at their time, they are looking very bulky, ugly, and because they did not maintain their health. They did not observe the yogic and Ayurvedic lifestyle. So Ayurveda teaches you to focus on inner health, and that will be cause of your longevity. So Ayurveda is all about science of longevity. Clear? Ayurveda is made of two words, Ayush and Veda. Ayush means longevity and Veda means science, knowledge. Okay, and Ayurveda has 4 fundamentals: Ahar, Vihar, Vichar, Vyavhar. So you have to be mindful in all these 4 things. So just from today, focus on these things and you will find that your health is getting better. Okay, now there are 3 principles of Ayurveda: Vata, Pitta, and Kapha. Vata is air, Pitta is fire, and Kapha is water. So there are 3 elements which constitute your health. If there is vata, extra vata in your body will have gases, gas, bloating, and always you will feel pain here, here, in head. You'll feel pain like your head is like very tightness in your head. Someone is stretching your head, someone is pulling your head because of gas in your head. When gas enters in your lungs area, you feel pectoris angina. You know pectoris angina? Angina is angina pain, heart pain. And that happens sometimes cause of heart attack also. Aggravate wind causes heart attack also. So that's called vata. Vata is imbalance. Gas. Fart. People fart. People have so much noise when they release the gas. What is that? Accumulated imbalance gas. If you are eating stale food, processed foods, right, and frozen foods, that causes gas, vata. Okay. If you cook the food and you recook again and again, you eat the same food, that will cause vata in your body. So Ayurvedic style is cook the food and consume all the food. That's it. Not save for the evening. Consume, eat. Not save that food for the evening. Cook the food and finish that food within 3 hours, maximum 3 hours. Otherwise, after that will start releasing, deteriorating. This is Ayurvedic diet style. Cook, eat, finish. Then again cook in the evening, then eat. Not cook during the daytime and in the evening you keep in the fridge. In the evening you recook and eat. That is unhealthy. And also the fridge has gas. Everyone knows that because of gas that is frozen, that is cold. And what is that? Is gas. So try to use less gas. Even you cook the food on gas stove, that is also not good for health. If you cook the food on wooden fire, that will have different energy. Wooden fire, but this is not possible in urban life. My point is, and you'll find that they cook food on the wooden fire, right? So that also affects your wind, vata. Pitta is fire. Vata is air and pitta is fire. Fire. If you eat spices will create fire. Everybody needs fire, but to a limit. If your body has that nature, fiery nature, then you should reduce the consumption of spices. But spices are good for kapha people. Kapha is watery. If your body is kapha dominant, kapha is water. Kapha, kaph. Kaph is made of kapha. Kaph, cold, running nose. All these are signs of kapha is aggravating in you. Okay, so you have to control. So vata symptoms, pitta symptoms. Pitta people have lean body. Okay. Pitta people have very active metabolic system. They eat a lot, they digest, but they don't gain weight because of pitta. Vata, pitta, kapha. Kapha people are heavier. Okay, so vata, pitta, kapha. But you have to keep all these things under control. You have to stand over all of them, not they have to stand over you. If they will stand over you, then you will be burdened. Okay, vata, pitta, kapha. So these are principles of Ayurveda. Clear? Now, there are 5 elements in nature, 5 elements in nature. Space, air, fire, water, and earth. Earth, yes. Earth is the 5th element. So first is space. Space is one element of the nature. 5 tattva. It's called tattva, 5 elements. First is space. Second is air. Third is water, fire, and earth. There are 5 elements of the nature. And your body is constituted by all these 5 elements. And all those 5 elements should be there in balanced proportion. Like vitamins, minerals, protein, they all have to be there in your body to an extent. Hemoglobin and all the nutrients and minerals should be there. If anything will be extra in your body, that will cause harm, and less, then that also will be a cause of ill health. You should not eat, you should not consume higher dose of vitamins. If you have higher dose of vitamins, you'll get sick. Higher dose of anything, calcium or anything, iron or anything, iron, sodium, zinc, magnesium, phosphorus, sulfur, copper, all they are, minerals. Similarly, all the elements. Now, I'll tell you, space and air, these 2 elements constitute vata in the body. Space and air. So vata is formed of 2 elements, space and air. It's called vata. Clear? Now pitta. Pitta is constituted by 2 elements, fire and water. Fire and water. Like bile. You have bile that produces that juice, bile juice, that is fiery liquid. Okay, that helps in digestion system. But if that will produce too much, then that will cause problem. But if that is producing balanced, that will be good. So all the twisting asanas, when you practice twisting asanas, so always remember, all the twisting asanas are good for your digestion system. That activates your digestion system. That will activate your bile. That will activate the what you call insulin secretion. Okay, so diabetes, diabetes happens because of so that is kind of fire. That is fire. So you learn all these things in your anatomy and physiology chapter. But my point here is that fire, pitta is formed of fire and water. Your blood is very warm. Your blood is very hot blood. If your blood becomes cold, that becomes sticky and thick blood. If your body is warm, your blood will remain thinner. That will flow properly. That's why you do warm-up exercise in the beginning. So warming up exercises is very, very essential before doing yoga asanas. Otherwise, you will cause injuries in your body. If your body is warm, blood will flow freely. Then that will not pump the muscle or the conduits of the blood through arteries or the veins, or that causes some tearing of that. Clear? So vata, pitta, and kapha. Kapha is formed of water and earth element in your body. Water and earth. And you know very well, whatever you eat are produced from the earth. Whether fruits, whether grains, anything is farming in earth only, right? So everything is form of earth. You are eating fruits, but that is also form of, you are taking earth element in your body. If you are drinking water or any drink, that is liquid. Okay, and breath is water, breath is air, but at the same time, breath, activates the fire element in you. Your body will become hot. When you do Bhastrika Pranayam, your body will become very hot. This will become hot. Your body will start sweating. Just by doing Bhastrika Pranayam. What happens? That activates fire. Fire. Okay. If there is fire in the jungle, forest, and wind starts flowing, that will aggravate the fire. So air helps fire. Okay. So when you breathe properly, you are helping your digestion system also. So breathing helps in digestion system. That will supply adequate oxygen. All the gases are form of fire also. Nitrogen is form of gas. And there is a form of fire also. Right? So my point is, there are three things: Vata, Pitta, and Kapha. Now, I'll come to the very important part, that is called types of foods. Please note down types of foods in Ayurveda. Types of foods also matter in your health, in your mental health, physical health, and spiritual health also. First type of food is called sattvic food. Sattvic, Sattvic, sattvic food. This first type, sattvic. Second food is rajasic food, Rajasic, rajasic. That is there in your book also. Sattvic, rajasic, and tamasic. Tamasic is Tamasic, tamasic food. So there are three types of foods. And Ayurveda teaches you to eat sattvic food and avoid rajasic and tamasic food. But if you cannot avoid rajasic, then you can eat rajasic.
It teaches you to do this one, the first one?
Can you see the table, the last page? Yes, yes.
About it, because you said it teaches us to do something. It says cow's milk here, but I heard that cow's milk, I was taught that cow's milk is good for your digestive system.
Yeah, there are lots of things you will find which should come in sattvic table, sattvic column, but they're not coming in sattvic table.
Okay.
Because there are some reasons. There are a spiritual reason for that. Like garlic. Garlic is antioxidant, right?
Yeah.
This is good for arteries, it's good for your health, but that has kept in tamasic. Onion, that is kept in tamasic. Garlic and onions, these two doctors will say is good, but they have negative effects on your soul, on your spiritual health.
It's one of the them.
Chili. Chili will cause pitta. So actually, sattvic foods are they which are easily digestible. See, now I'll ask you the question. You'll have to answer. Okay. You have to answer. Sattvic, tamasic, and rajasic, or sattvic, rajasic, and tamasic. There are three types of foods. Okay. Sattvic, rajasic, and tamasic. Now, sattvic food, yeah. Sattvic food means the foods which are vegetarian foods. Vegetarian foods are called sattvic foods. And non-veg foods are tamasic foods. Non-veg foods. The spicy foods are rajasic foods. So sattvic foods are not spicy foods. Right? And rajasic foods are spicy. And tamasic are non-veg foods.
Tamasic is what?
Non-veg, non-vegetarian foods. Clear? But yeah, there are a lot of people who cannot avoid non-veg foods.
But that's also like the tamasic ones, like onion. Is it
Onion is tamasic.
Yeah, is it the same why you're not allowed to ask onion comes to Ganga? Is this also because tamasic?
Tamasic. Tamasic. So the sadhus, yogis don't eat these foods. Okay? Huh? Everything. Because it has root in the, yeah. Clear? Three types of foods. Now, should I move ahead? Yeah. What I've understood from your question is that you are asking that Sattvic, Rajasic, and Tamasic, what will give you Vata, what will give you Pitta, what will give you Kapha? You mean that, right? Yeah. So actually, to become healthy, to remain healthy, you need Vata, Pitta, Kapha, of course. Okay. So Vata food, you can find all these types of food, Vata, Pitta, Kapha, in vegetarian food also. In vegetarian food. Okay. So Vata foods are like, called juicy fruits, juicy, like fruit. You eat fruit. Fruit will give you some water element also, but gas, air element also. Raw foods will give you supply the earth element also and air element also in your body. Raw foods. So people who are Vata dominant, they should avoid eating raw foods. Now, how to identify? Okay, we'll come to this question later on. Before that, first let me finish your question's answer. Your question answer is even in vegetarian food also, you can find Vata food, Pitta food, and Kapha food. So Vata food, like fruits, tomato, like or cucumbers, all these things will supply you Kapha and Vata, not Pitta. That will not supply Pitta. They will supply two things, Vata and Kapha. Fruits will supply you Kapha and Vata. Salad will supply you Kapha and Vata. Raw foods will supply you sprouts, like sprout things, will supply you Kapha and Vata. Clear? And in vegetarian food also, if you eat stale food, stale, stale? STALE, जिसको हम बासी खाना बोलते हैं, stale. Do you understand stale? Yeah. Like what you made now and you eat in the evening or next day, that's called stale food. Even in vegetarian food also, even in vegetables, vegetarian food, that will give you Vata. If someone needs Vata, then such people should eat stale food in vegetarian food also. Like in Odisha, they are fond of eating stale foods. You know that? Or in some area of India, they eat stale food. होता है ना वो पखाल बोलते हैं उसको. They make rice and they rice is Vata pradhan, Vata dominant, and Kapha also. Rice. So if anybody has Kapha, they should avoid rice. Dal, dal is yellow bean, yellow watery dal. Yeah. So dal will give you somewhat, mainly that will give you, because that is protein, right? Protein. But in Ayurvedic perspective, that will supply you fire and air. These two things. Fire, air, and some, obviously, because that is food, so earth element also. Fire, air, and earth. And not kapha. That's not kapha. So if people have cough, running nose, and all these things, they can take dal. Dal is good. So carbohydrates will aggravate the air and kapha, these two things. So you can divide, you can find what kind of food is that. All the spices, there are various spices in India, you know that, right? Chili, pepper, black peppers, cinnamon, and all there are a lot of things. So all these are spices. And spices will supply you fire in your body. So spices are good for people who are bulky, who are kapha. So kapha people are very heavier in their bodies. They gain weight very easily. And they lose weight also very easily also. So there are different signs of kapha dominant people, different signs of vata and pitta dominant people. So kapha dominant people,
You're gonna be both?
you
For
can be,
example.
actually you should have all the three, not only both, all the
Yeah,
three.
but one is dominate, or no?
But everybody, normally everybody has one thing dominant,
Based on your blood type.
one thing dominant. But Ayurveda teaches you to not allow those things dominant in you, to keep control. So you have to see in what field, what category you fall in, you come in, and you have to identify whatever things you find in you that is imbalance, you have to create balance. If kapha is suppressed, you have to aggravate kapha. If pitta is suppressed, you have to aggravate pitta. So there are some signs, like if you are gaining weight.
Know how to read your body.
Yes.
Yeah.
बहुत ज्यादा है
Hmm.
उस केस में क्या करना चाहिए
Yeah. So there are some guidelines in the book also. There are some guidelines. If you'll go through, then you'll find. Please open. Do you see general guidelines for balancing Vata? Did you see that? Did you go on page number 378? At the bottom of the page. At the bottom of the page, there is general guidelines for balancing Vata. What is first? Keep warm. You have to keep your body warm. Okay. Second is keep calm. Mentally, you have to be calm. You're not calm. You have to. Like you're extrovert, you enjoy talking, you enjoy like this. So this is not calmness. You're like that. So calmness, practice calmness. Then avoid cold, frozen and raw foods. Cold, frozen and raw foods will cause vata. So you have to avoid that. Raw food, raw food? Sprouts.
Yeah, but it's just mind shocking to me because I thought like some people, if you like go from vegetarian to veganism, a lot of people practice raw diet. So it said avoid.
Their vata will be
higher.
imbalanced.
So, okay, that
Is it clear? Avoid extreme cold. Eat warm foods and spices. Spices are good for you. So please apply all these things if you find that you are vata. And keep a regular routine and get plenty of rest. You have to take rest. Do you take rest? Enough rest? No? And do you sleep 6 hours, 7 hours? Yeah, so you should sleep well. Okay. So this is general guidelines. Similarly, if you'll go on page number 380, you will find general guidelines for balancing pitta. Page number 380 in the beginning. General guidelines for balancing pitta. Avoid excessive heat, avoid excessive oil, avoid excessive steam, limit salt intake. This for pitta. Because all these things will aggravate the pitta in your body. What? Heat, oil, steam, and salt will aggravate pitta. But somebody will need. Who will need? Kapha will need these things. But pitta won't need these things.
सर जैसे जिनको वात ज्यादा रहता है तो उनकी बॉडी एसिडिक ज्यादा है और जैसे जिसको पित्त ज्यादा होगा मैंने बस ये देखा कि पित्त निकल जाता है बहुत सा कईयों की बॉडी में बट इसमें और क्या क्या होगा कि कैसे पता चलेगा कि किसी की बॉडी में पित्त ज्यादा है
Yeah, these are the signs you have mentioned. These are the signs. Pitta dominant means you are asking how you will identify that one is pitta dominant. First thing, that person will be very angry in nature, psychologically. They are very angry people. And at the same time, psychologically, they are very brilliant. They are very sharp intelligence. Pitta. So they are very sharp and they have lean body. Lean body. Their metabolic system is very high. They are the very obvious signs you can identify. Similarly, kapha signs are they have weight. This is first sign of kapha. And they are lazy people. Laziness is because of kapha.
नेसेसरी मोटे ही होंगे
Of course, that is one of signs, kapha. And cold, running nose, right? Snoring is also sign. Snoring, kapha.
बट
See, of course, all these doshas you will find, all three doshas you will find in everybody, but one remains more aggravated at one time or for longer period of time also. And everybody has some genetics also inherited by parents. Because there are lots of diseases which come from your parents. Lots of things which come from your parents. But you can alter them. You can alter them by a specific lifestyle. Clear?
Like, sir, if I see instant effect, if I consume a little more spices or salt, I start sweating a lot. So I
Yeah.
think my body is cup with.
Your body has pitta in more. So you have to avoid that. Palm sweating or soul sweating. You'll find many people have palm sweating always. That is sign of lymphatic disorder also. Lymphatic system imbalance.
सर लेकिन मैंने इस चीज को देखा कि कफ उसको बहुत ज्यादा है बट क्लीन बॉडी लाइक कोल्ड बहुत ज्यादा रहता है
But that will not remain for a prolonged time. That will, if you find that a lean person has cough, that could be momentary, not for a long time. That is not the nature of that body. That was aggravated because of season, because of this thing, or because of sometimes cold foods also. That happens. Clear? So, pitta, eat cooling, non-spicy foods, exercise during the cooler part of the day. Pitta people should not practice yoga or any exercise during the midday, either in the morning or in the evening. Clear? And kapha people, there are some guidelines. You'll see on page number 381. They should get plenty of exercise. Kapha people, because they are lazy people, they have laziness, they have procrastination. They keep procrastinating things. Kapha people. Right? And psychologically, they have indulgence, they have attachment. They have too much attachment. They are so much possessive people. They have possessiveness. And these are negative, but they are positive also, positive aspects. They are very warm-hearted. They have patience. They have calmness. They have forgiveness. They are very generous. They practice charity, a lot of charity works. So these are the positive things. You'll find negative and positive both, right? But it should have everything balanced. If you are doing too much charity, that is not also good. If you are too much selfish, that is also not good. Clear? So some psychological signs, some physiological signs, some emotional signs. Based on them, you can identify that the person has this more dominant. But if you find yourself or others or your patients, your students, that they have these things, you have to advise these things. What? First, get plenty of exercise. They have to practice exercise, 2 hours, 3 hours exercise for balancing kapha. Yeah, Vata people, you'll find nature, they walk, talk fast. They're very fast in everything, quick. They're very active, positive. These are positive things. They're very active, very dynamic. But when that becomes under control, they walk very fast. They have very lackness of communication. They cannot communicate properly. Vata people, right? And they remain always in hurry. They cannot meditate. And they get frightened. They have fear and phobias inside. They are tendencies, right? You can identify. First thing is they have activeness. They are very active people. Vata people. But anything should not be excessive. Anything. Nothing should be excessive. Clear? Yes. So you have to advise kapha dominant, plenty exercise, avoid heavy foods, keep active, avoid dairy, icy foods, drinks, and varying routine, changing the routine, not the same stereotype. not the same routine. They have to change the routine because they are lethargic. They want automated mode, autopilot mode. They love autopilot mode. So they have to break autopilot mode. Not same routine every day. Keep changing. And one more thing, they have to avoid fatty, oily foods, eat light, dry foods, no daytime sleep. No daytime sleep. Okay. And one more thing, they should be more social people. Social. They should live in group. And most of the kapha domain people go in depression. Depressive. They are depressive also. They become depressive when they become uncontrolled. Okay. So these are the signs, and they should join group regime, group exercise, not alone exercise. They should join group exercise, not one-to-one. One-to-one, they feel demotivated. They are the things. Okay, and diet, I have already given the table. You can find what is good for Vata, Sattvic, Rajasic, Tamasic. Then also I have given Vata, Pitta, Kapha diet considerations. Clear? Now, the last part of Ayurveda. Because this is Ayurveda, there are lots of herbs, plants you can learn to use to balance Vata or Pitta or Kapha. Spices are some of them. Foods are some of them. Then, like ashwagandha. Ashwagandha is herb, right? Then gokharu, muesli. They are the herbs. Shankpushpi, sarpagandha. They are different herbs names in Sanskrit. So they are taught in Ayurveda course, but you should remember some names. There is an app I would love to share. You can download and install that app in your cell phone. That will tell you what kind of Ayurvedic medicines would be better for what problems.
What is the name of that?
I'll share in the group.
About it. Usually.
I'll add you today.
I did.
Yeah. I'll add it today in the group. Then you'll find the updates, and then please install that app. And you'll find you can translate. That is normally in Hindi, but you can translate it into English. And there are lots of Ayurvedic, medicines you can use. Ayurvedic herbal beauty products also. Ayurvedic use for better beauty health also. Like Ayurvedic shampoo, Ayurvedic cream, Ayurvedic soaps, Ayurvedic things. There are a lot of things should use. And if you find that is there in you, go with Ayurveda. So Ayurveda is best. Secondary is homeopathy. Thirdly is allopathy. So allopathy is worst, but sometimes you have to take help of allopathy medicines. Allopathy is very quick. Homeopathy is less quick. Ayurveda is very slow. Ayurveda works very, very slow, but that works from root.
You said Ayurvedic and then neuropathy? Oh,
Okay, so Ayurveda is very slow. That works slowly, but that works deeply.
And usually how long time does it take to balance the imbalance?
What?
Usually how long time does it take to create the balance?
Oh, yes, right. Because anything which is chronic, that takes time, right? Like your body was born in a specific dominance. So to change their entire pattern, this may take a longer time, but you can change that if you are consistent. Okay, so you have to identify what kind of body you have since long. Then start working on that. Then maybe it will take 3 months or 6 months or a year, or maybe 3 years or 5 years. Because if anything is for years, then obviously that will take years. But you can expedite this. How? By being very mindful. But you cannot expedite in that way. If you want to change overnight, or if you want to change in 1 month, that will be unnatural, because Ayurveda is absolutely natural therapy, natural system of healing, natural healing modality.
Both for each body works in a way, no?
Yes, yes.
For
आयुर्वेदिक, हर्बल और ऑर्गेनिक, ये एक ही चीजें हैं.
Yes, yes. All the above. Ayurvedic, herbal, and organic.
The Panchakarma, is it really bad in the north of India and Kerala is the best, or is it possible to find good places nearby?
Yeah. Actually, Panchakarma is a Ayurvedic system, and there's some techniques. Whether that is practiced in North India, in South India, or in US, Europe, anywhere, there is system. If you are applying system, then that is fine. Like yoga. Yoga was born in India, but is being practiced everywhere. If one is practicing yoga in the same way, anywhere, that is effective. So if you find a good place of Panchakarma, good place means authentic Panchakarma practitioner, then that is good. And you can find some places in Delhi also, in North India also. Okay, so that is the matter of authentic place, authentic center.
आजकल भी vegan products का है कि अब जो काउ मिल्क है वो तो सात्विक नहीं है.
Sattvic math. Actually, vegan is not Ayurvedic. Please note this. Veganism or vegan are not Ayurvedic. They don't eat milk
Yes,
or any dairy products.
Don't eat any dairy products,
Yeah,
like maybe very slim.
yeah. So that is not Ayurvedic. That is different. Ayurvedic consists of dairy products also. Right? There is different group. Vegan are different group. They're extremist. They live in extreme.
But in Rishikesh, have they vegan? Because I remember when I went there, the hotel that I worked in, even eggs in the morning.
Mhm. Actually, in this case, because people from different countries go there, and there are many people, or not many, but some people who are vegan, and they are so strict. If they won't find food, they will suffer. So therefore, just for them, they have arrangements for vegan foods also. But they will not impose that you should eat vegan foods also.
I'm not a vegan, but I think it's also different based upon like where you are, because like in America, cow's milk is extremely processed. So if you're consuming that, I don't think it's necessarily good for your body. So it's better to have more so coconut milk than cow's milk. So, I mean, I eat cheese, but that's like the only dairy you're probably about to eat outside of anything else.
Yeah. Enough for today, or any question from Ayurveda chapter? I think everything is clear, right? But you have to go through the chapter to understand. I hope you have understood Ayurveda. What is Ayurveda and what are essential components of Ayurveda? But since Ayurveda is a special subject, we have special Ayurveda courses also, different courses, different level of courses are on Ayurveda. So rest, the other things you will study and there. Clear?